What's up fellas, Panda here, and it turns out they just dropped the patch notes in the middle of my Daima. I'm watching Daima with my sister and it's like, oh, would you believe it? Patch notes have dropped, so we're going to be going through those today. Is this the patch to save Guilty Gear? We're about to find out. If you will enjoy it, be sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. But getting into it, they do have a bunch of balance changes to the mechanics from the looks of things. One being throw clash, apparently there's a bigger window or something like that. While sticking wall break, causing unintended behaviour, they fixed it. Damage state hurt boxes. Adjusted some hurt boxes when taking damage to improve problems with combos not connecting. That way it's easier on like more odder bodies in the game. Guard crushes. Adjusted chip damage to consistent 25% for all attacks. That's a big change. That's actually a massive change. This is actually a really big change. Meaning that they won't be chipping like hell. The only exception to this damage dealt is by Kaiser and Dragon install. I like that, make it very unique. I like that, I do. Usage restriction on special moves. Oh, okay, this is weird. Restrictions upon landing. Usage restriction is not reset when performing a wall break. Ah, so they're making it so you can't spam in certain scenarios, and it's going to be chip wall run, tightrope run. Oi, that might be a bit odd for chip mains. I can imagine that nerfing a lot, honestly. That'll be very interesting. Sultry performance and rolling movement. Oh really? Rolling movement? That's a bit weird. I don't know how that's going to play out, but here, this is what I'm hoping for. A lot of these patch changes for the characters don't really change how they function, but change their damage. That's the main thing I'm hoping for. And it's all bad guys first. Let's see. They toned in damage of Volcanic Viper and Wild Throw. That's all it is. Okay. Kaikis. Charge stun edge. Decrease the damage. Decrease the damage in the charge state. Charge stun edge. All versions can no longer be performed again until the projectile from the charge one disappears. This is the stop the infinite. That's good. Vapor first turned on the damage. Just the damage. Does not affect during damage dragon install. Wow, they're trying to make it more optimal. I like that. Nice chip on the super. Okay. Overall, pretty solid changes. Just tone down the damage. That's all we need. Yeah, look at me. Just damage going down. I like this. All it is damage off of our main moves. Axl Low. They didn't reduce much of the damage unless bomber, which is a shame. But rainwater. Increase the launch height. That'll make combos more fun, but it's a shame that they missed out on the vacuum effect. But I'm gonna guess this makes combos still a lot more doable. Chip, let's see, less damage on any of the wall run stuff because that stuff was ridiculous. Chip was dealing so much damage this patch. And they expanded the upper hitbox for its hits and the final hit. Okay. Now this is the big one. This is the big one for Potemkin. If he is getting everything he's getting, the damage needs to be toned down ridiculously. Because it'll be crazy if Potemkin does the damage he does, mixed with Kara's. It'll be ridiculous. So that's the main thing I'm hoping for. So Kara's are back on 6k. That's very nice. It's back. We can Kara again. It's back. On the 24th, we're Kara. They turned in the damage of 2H, 6H, Pop Buster, and Heat Knuckle. I like that. That's good. Flick no longer activates with the forward input. Due to this change. Oh, they made it so easy so you could do Kara Flick. So you could do. Okay, that's cool. And heavenly damage went down. Added a frontal heart box starting from the timing when the projectile reflects. Okay, so they did. Wait a minute. So for anybody that doesn't know, I said this multiple times, they need to tone down the range and the damage of Potemkin. They did the damage, but they didn't tone down the range, meaning that Walk Forward Kara Pop Buster, if this is full screen guys, this is full screen, this is where it's reaching from. This is where Kara Walk Forward Pop Buster is going to reach for, and it has armor. Potemkin's number 3 this patch, without a doubt. He is by far one of the strongest characters in this patch. Oh shit! Oh, I don't know how to react to this. This is insane. This is insane. Potemkin by far is going to be one of the strongest characters this patch, unless something else happens. Alright, Faust, let's see. They fixed issues with the moves hitting on an air hit. Nothing too crazy. They toned down the damage of hole in one. Didn't realize it did so much damage. Wow, that's a lot. Turn invisible after hit. Okay. Fixing issue, mini Faust bounce off the corner. So far it's just a bunch of fixes and tone down damage at hole-in-one. Millia Rage, she needs a lot of help. Okay. They made her tankier, she needs that. She genuinely needs that. And they toned down a lot of her damage and they reduced the recovery of Capel. Meaning it's probably no longer throwable on hit, which is really good because it's throw punishable on hit right now. It doesn't deserve that, that's ridiculous. And swords, with swords equipped, there was a multiplier, 1.5! That was their multiplier, wow! It's been toned down. Okay. Bayonetto, this is the sword throw, increase the duration till the sword can be re-equipped, so you have to wait longer for the sword and you decrease the damage of the swords. That's very necessary. The S version removed the wall bounce effect, meaning it won't be used for combos. That's something interesting. I mean, it will probably be used for combos, but not for the wall bounce. It will probably do something else. Increase the startup of Daru. I don't know why they would do that. Odd one to increase. Increase the impact of gravity from repeated move usage, that way you can't loop it. Decrease the guard crush duration of the powered up version, meaning that you have to hold less plus frames. And Calvados, they decrease the damage, so it's no longer a nuke. Which, you know what, I was alright with it being a nuke, considering the swords were such a big deal now, like you needed it for the combo. But, you know, it is what it is, I suppose, it is what it is. Okay, Leo Whitefang, he's going to be an interesting one. So most of it is damage from what I'm seeing here. The stance, making it invisible because Blue Roman cancel. Okay, so it's no longer invincible during the Blue Roman cancel. This is his dash through, decrease the impact of horizontal blowback combo proportion, probably making combos doable for the cross up again. And HDP, decrease the horizontal blowback of the first and final hits, probably making it so the opponents are closer afterwards. During the stance, you do the command grab, less damage, less damage, less damage. It's all less damage. I like this patch so far, this is great. They didn't decrease any of the damage of Nagoriyuki. That's scary. And they got rid of the Karas from Nagoriyuki. Oh my god. Bro, they stole the Karas from Pot, gave it to Nago, and now they've stole the Karas from Nago and gave it to Pot. That's evil. They didn't have to take the Karas away from Nagoriyuki. They did not have to do that. Yeah, technique has been removed now as it behaves the same way in Sol and Potemkins. Also momentum when cancelling after it maintains the same behaviour as before. Wait, what? During the startup was removed very quickly, however this technique has been removed as it now behaves the same. Because it behaves the same way as Pot and Sol, they took it away. That was the only reason. That's insane! I thought the Karas were cool on him. Yeah, Giovanna didn't get much. I didn't want her to get buffed or enough. I thought she was fine. But he decreased the knockback on block, probably making it more great for pressure, if that's the one I think it is. Anji, they decreased the damage, and they decreased the damage. Okay. And they decreased the damage for Ino on everything to do it for key tools and a combo, especially Chemical Love. That move is ridiculous in terms of damage now. And the Guard Crush appears to do less. Okay. Goldlewis Dickinson. Ay, this guy. Less damage on 6H. Who cares? It's not used that. Now this is the big one. Beam of Typhoon when using security gauge. Extended security level cooldown duration when cancelling Beam of Typhoons, meaning if you do a special cancel, you have to wait longer. I like that, that's a good change. Increase the base damage scaling for all versions except the overhead versions, that's good. Fix an issue cause the Beam of Typhoon follow-ups to occur when pressing heavy slash twice at a certain timing. Oh, they talked about this, there was a weird bug where if you're someone that's used to pressing the button twice for consistency's sake, it would cause the special behemoth to happen immediately afterwards, dropping your offense. It was awful, it was awful. So that's a good fix, that is a good fix. But it looks like they toned down the damage, yeah. And the later half of it, they removed the wall bounce effect from this behemoth, which is good, because that's ridiculous. And Skyfish increased the recovery, so it's more punishable on whip. I like those changes to Goldlewis. Goldlewis was ridiculous, he needed toning down. Overall, these are great changes, I have to say. Besides Pot, they had to reduce the range on Pot Buster, but they didn't, so I don't know how I feel about that. Jacko, Let's see, the change in blowback on the sweep. Wait, did they fix the sweep? Decrease her. I think they just fixed the sweep. Yeah, I think they just fixed the sweep. I think she gets her left-right stuff again. Unless I'm stupid, I'm pretty sure she gets her left-right stuff again. That's cool. She deserves that. Minion shoot, fixing an issue where... Okay, they just fixed the bug. But the sweep was the biggest deal. This was the biggest deal. 6H does less damage. Okay, Becky. Okay. Okay, this is big. Testament gets a longer staying state, which is very powerful. She needs, like, more buffs. They need more buffs. Apologize. Grave Reaper. Remove the frontal heart, but what? What? That's mad. Nostrovia. Fixed an issue with the crow not to appear in the intended position after the animation. Okay, that's powerful. So the staying state got better and Grave Reaper lost its heart box. Probably meaning it's less counter hit Pokeball. So you gotta be careful when you're up against that tool now. You gotta be careful. Less damage on Grave. Heart Beaker, good. And less damage on the Tyrant Rave. That's also good. I feel like more damage should have been toned down in this character, because like you can still do the overhead extension, you can still do your beat driver extensions, which are really high damage. I don't know, I feel like more damage should have been toned down, but it is what it is. Johnny, less damage on Nzenga. He did not need Whiskey Bunker. I 100% agree with this tone down, thank God. Elphelt, let's see. The super. Decreases duration until the explosion goes off. This is good because that explosion took ages to go off, meaning it was just the best super in the game after a wall break. So it takes time now. It takes time. Alright, cool. That's a very good change. And Elphelt's advantage from no longer. Now when the explosion triggers during the counter hit effect, it is now possible to use Red Roman cancel after the counter hit effect. Okay. Ooh, Abba, let's see. They decrease the damage of Danzai. Danzai did a ton of damage. That's a good change. And the law is key is king super. They also toned down the damage of that depending on the jealousy gauge. That's very interesting. Slayer, Pile Bunker, toned down the damage. Good. Queen Dizzy, she needs a couple of buffs in my opinion. Nothing too mental, but we're about to find out. This is the last character. Let's see. The frozen state, they fixed the issue causing the player's burst gauge to restore when triggering a wall stick with the attack ending on a frozen state. Ice Field, fixing an issue causing extreme rapid movement. Okay, so she can no longer be punished from full screen for activating Ice Form. That's good. It's kind of mad that Soul Bad Guy can do Kara Wild Throat and he's over there in like 3 frames. And Roasting Chestnuts, this is a big one. Change the first hit into a strike hit, meaning it can be reflected and it doesn't have the properties of a projectile, aka counter-hittable on active and on recovery. The opponent will no longer tech upon landing when hit with this projectile part, probably meaning they hit the floor. Expanded the hitbox of the first hit, added projectile clash collision area by the hands, and added a frontal hitbox for the last hit. This is great. For Roasting Chestnuts, what this means is that you can use this as kind of like a parry for projectiles. If you know who Giovanna does, he does a double projectile where he goes like double Rempukin, right? And during the double, this acts like a projectile parry where it'll block everything that hits him, and it allows him to send out his own with the second one, right? So it goes double Rempukin, right? So block, throw out. So that's a big change for Dizzy. She might be able to do counter projectile stuff in his own matchup, maybe up against like Kai, or maybe up against Bedman where she goes double Rempukin, right? So that's a big one. That's a big one. But that's all the patch notes, and I have to say, this patch might save Guilty Gear. This patch may save Guilty Gear. I feel like a lot of the changes were very justified, very smart changes in general. A lot of big damage changes. People will be like, it's only 10 damage going down, but you don't realize that in combo creation, that is going to tone down the damage so much. Like, Pile Bunker isn't used as a startup, but when it is used as a startup, it still makes it do mad damage. But as it's used more and more in a combo, it's going to deal way less damage because it's toned down by 10. That's a massive chunk to be toning off. But Potemkin, I don't know if they've gave us Karas and haven't changed the range of Pop Buster. Walk Forward Pop Buster is a neutral tool with armor that's going to reach from very, very far away. I think he is going to be a character to watch out for this patch. You may need to play his bad matchups if you want to beat him, in my mind. I think he's going to be insane against most of the roster, if I'm honest. But Flick being able to be carryable is very strong. Not being able to carry Heat Tackle is what is. There's nothing you can do about that. But the range on it is really good where it doesn't matter. But the fact that Potemkin didn't get much change in terms of properties, he's very powerful. Very, very powerful. Carback Mega Fist is going to be very interesting. A lot of the carries are going to be interesting. I've got to say, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, Potemkin's going to be a monster. He's going to be an absolute monster this patch. In terms of other people, I'm happy with a lot of the changes they did to Johnny. A lot of his damage didn't really come from his filler, it came from Whiskey Bunker. So nothing that was definitely a massive thing, definitely needed. Might add more sauce to your combos because you don't have to use Whiskey Bunker. Kai got some fun changes, being able to keep the Guard Crush Croatian and all that stuff, and the fact that we're seeing a massive damage reduction to Guard Crush is very high. It's very good. It's very, very, very good. I believe Deck was telling me that it had to be very good, otherwise Guard Crush is still going to be ridiculous. It appears it's going to be a lot less ridiculous, but you're still keeping the plus frames, you're still keeping the anti-fuzzyable stuff. Yeah, I think this will be a good patch. I think this will be a very good patch. I don't know why they took Karas away from Nago though. I disagree with that one. I disagree with that change very heavily. Nago deserved the Karas. I thought they were fun. I thought they were interesting, gave them more depth. But apparently Bandai Namco doesn't agree with that. Not Bandai Namco, Arxis, Guilty Gear Arxis. But keep in mind, we're only like the scrubby high level players. You know what I mean? It's like this. We're the high level players. Meaning, in terms of like the portion of players, we're a very small pool. We're a very small pool of players. So we're not necessarily going to be the first thing that the developers will work towards, right? And we need to keep that in mind. The world doesn't revolve around us. It doesn't revolve. It doesn't revolve. But yeah, guys, I'm a peace out. It's been me, Panda. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe. And holy, Potemkin's back, isn't he? He's back. Peace out, fellas. Have a good one.